Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Edward III and we get to hear from Warwick today in Act 2, Scene 1, the scene that will never end. But we started out hearing from the king wanting to write a poem to the Countess of Salisbury, and Lodovick wasn't a very good poet, but then he got to talk directly to the Countess of Salisbury and said that he wants her to love him, and she was like, I can't do that because I'm married and you're married and I'm walking away from the rules, I'm not walking away from you. And she walked away, and the king was very upset about this. But then Warwick, who happens to be the Countess of Salisbury's father, came in, and Edward was like, hey, you, go make your daughter fall in love with me. And he left shortly after giving that message. But the Countess of Salisbury entered, and she's like, Dad, why do you look so sad? And he says first to himself, how shall I enter in this graceless errand? I must not call her child, for where's the father that will in such a suit seduce his child? Then, wife of Salisbury, shall I so begin? No, he's my friend, and where is found the friend that will do friendship such endamagement? Neither my daughter, nor my dear friend's wife. I am not Warwick, as thou thinkst I am, but an attorney from the court of hell, that thus have housed my spirit in his form to do a message to thee from the king. The mighty King of England dotes on thee. He that hath power to take away thy life hath power to take thy honor. Then consent to pawn thine honor rather than thy life. Honor is often lost and got again, but life, once gone, hath no recovery. The sun that withers hay doth nourish grass. The king that would disdain thee will advance thee. The poets write that great Achilles' spear could heal the wound it made. The moral is, what mighty men misdo, they can amend. The lion doth become his mighty jaws and grace his foragement by being mild when vassal fear lies trembling at his feet. The king will in his glory hide thy shame, and those that gaze on him to find out thee will lose their eyesight looking in the sun. What can one drop of poison harm the sea, whose huge vastures can digest the ill and make it lose his operation? The king's great name will temper their misdeeds and give the better portion of reproach, a sugared sweet and most delicious taste. Besides, it is no harm to do the thing which without shame could not be left undone. Thus have I, in his majesty's behalf, apparelled sin in virtuous sentences, and dwell upon thy answer in his suit. So at the beginning of this, he's trying to figure out how to even approach this subject, because he's like, I can't go to her as her father because that's really inappropriate, and I can't go to her as the wife of Salisbury, pretending she's, or calling her the wife of Salisbury, because Salisbury's my friend, and what kind of friend is going to bring this news to his friend's wife? So he's like, okay, forget for a minute that I'm your dad and that I know your husband. I'm just a messenger from the king, and a bad messenger at that case. But he's like, the king likes you and wants you, and probably because he could kill you, you should maybe just humor him and do what he wants, because it's easy to lose your honor and get it back again. You can't lose your life and get your life back again. And then he goes on with some more poetic comparisons, saying, you know, Achilles' spear was the only thing that could heal those wounds. The king, because he is so powerful, if your reputation is damaged, he's the one that's going to be able to fix it. And anybody who looks disparagingly at the king for being with you, the king is going to, you know, shut that whole thing down, because he is powerful enough to do that. And then he's, at the end, he's like, and so I have delivered the king's message, which I know is a bad message, but I've made it look as pretty as it possibly can. What do you think? And the Countess of Salisbury is going to tell us what she thinks in tomorrow's monologue. So I'll see you then for that. Mwah.